Hey everybody, Unstable Gamer here. Today what we're going to talk about is this developer update that came out the other day. We're going to go ahead and dissect it a little bit, talk about a couple things, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the game and take a look at a couple things, specifically some of the new offers that came up and the DP raid. And I'm really excited about some stuff that the developers are doing, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. But first, if this is your first time visiting my channel, consider hitting that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the newest videos. And with that, all right, so here's the developer update that came out just the other day on Wednesday, and they talk about a couple different things. But a few things that I want to talk about is the Ultimus 5 rework. They're going to work that from 8 lanes down to 7. So that doesn't require a full alliance to be 100% in attendance in order to get through it. I think a lot of alliances aren't having too much of an issue with it, but especially in the summer when we've got people going on vacations or people are sick or they got family stuff going on, it's really difficult to really get 100% of the time. That was supposed to be into effect. Right here it says into effect on with the 1.4 update, but it looks more like it's going to be coming in early September. So looking forward to that. Also, more trait-based nodes. I'll go ahead and leave a link to my raid video I did last week talking about the node traits and stuff, and we're going to dive into the DP raid, the El Scorcho raid, a little bit and take a look at that, because these trait nodes are becoming more and more prevalent. And me specifically, I do okay with the global ones, but when we get into the city heroes and the city villains, that's where I tend to have a lot of my difficulties. So. And then one thing that they mention in here as well is mutants. We're going to get a whole lot more mutants. Right now, there's currently only 3 mutants in the roster, and that is Deadpool, Cable, and Wolverine. And they're also going to have trait-based gear. Cool thing is that whatever you're already wearing and however your character is leveled, it's going to go ahead and right here. So it says characters that currently have the mutant trait will automatically have their equipped gear converted over to the new origin, which is great. So it sounds like we're getting this mutant origin in October. It's an event that's coming as well. So my suggestion is to, when you have some time, if you've got some time to work on some project characters, work on your Cable, your DP, and your Wolverine. Wolverine, I just 7-starred the other day, so I'm sure a whole lot of people out there have already 7-starred Wolverine. I haven't put much into him, but I would highly suggest putting as much as you can when you're not doing the Nick Fury event or the million other events that we have going on. Put as much as you can into your mutants, into those 3, so that they convert and you won't have to worry about them. We'll just have to worry about the new ones that are coming down the pipe. So they also talk about defenders. So it looks like they're going to be doing some improvements with them, which would be great. They're also going to be doing some a rework and overhaul right here. Overhaul with Ultron. So we'll see what's coming up then. Then they say he's going to be available alongside a brand new upcoming game mode. And the game mode is going to be an extremely challenging long-term gauntlet, which I think is really cool. We've got a lot of stuff going on this game, and we have some content geared towards the more casual gamers. We have content geared towards more of the hardcore gamers, and I think this is really going to be super challenging, even for those of us who are level 65 and have 130, 140. One of my guys in my alliance has 150k strongest team power. So I think we really need to start focusing more on our collection power. I think a lot of people are pretty much on board with that, especially seeing all the trait-based nodes and all the changes that are happening, the different events that require different people. And again, like I mentioned before, I think it's really cool that the devs are trying to make all of their characters worthwhile and give us more variety so that we don't just stay within a specific meta, right? So I think that's cool. We'll see where it goes. And then with that, we're going to go ahead and get into the game. We're going to take a look at the DP El Scorcho Raid a little bit and look at some of the offers. All right, so we're in the game, and let's go into the Deadpool Raid here and take a look at the rewards. So with the reward structure, a lot of people were upset. We were doing the Enfuego Raid, and when you go into the rewards here, these rewards were much less than what they are now. These are like 3 times more than what we were getting before. And we got this mail the other day in the in-game mail just saying that they had heard our concerns and did some reworking with the structure for the DP raids. They also said they had done that for the Thanos raid, so that now when you go when you finish each tier, you get orb fragments instead of having to complete that 100% in order to get Thanos or DP orb fragments, which is fantastic. I think these rewards are good. I think they were a little bit higher when they were first coming out, but I think the way that it stands, it's a lot better. It's a nice middle ground from where we were prior, before they were starving us. Right before they made this adjustment. So I think this is really cool. I think the adjustments to the Thanos raid is pretty cool. I do like the challenges that is coming with the different raids. Now, Scorcho, I was a little nervous when it first came out. If we take a look at the requirements, so it's level 65, gear tier 11, and ability level 6. I was a little nervous just because of those are the same requirements for Ultimus 6, right? So if we go to Ultimus 6 over here, same thing, except this has gear 10 instead of gear 11. And the Ultimate 6 raid is a heck of a lot harder than the DP El Scorcho. So if you have not tried DP El Scorcho, it is not as bad as Ultimate 6. 30% is pretty easy to hit. So if you're able to get pretty far down the Thanos 3 raid path, then I think you'll hit 30% pretty easy in El Scorcho. The map is the same, but now every single node requires different characters. So this one requires only global characters. This one's global characters. Let's go with another one over here. Yep, global characters. Global. A lot of them are global. This one is only cosmic. There's also city heroes and city villain nodes. What's this one? So this one's a city villain node. So you got different traits. There's more global than any other trait that I've noticed. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at another map here really quick, just so you can see what I'm saying. But I do like the challenge of this. But again, as I mentioned before, a lot of us haven't really put a whole lot of focus in the city-specific characters, or maybe not even in the cosmic-specific characters. I think we probably put more into cosmic than we have city, just because of we knew that the cosmic campaign was coming. I think city is probably the most difficult right now for a lot of people out there. But this raid is really fun. I do like what they did to it. The map is exactly the same as in Fuego, so I mean, not too terribly different right there. And then the other thing, just to mention, because I think it's a positive, is if we go ahead and we go in there and we take a look at the offers, just to buzz through a couple of these offers. You got a $50 offer here for Rocket for 100 shards. I think that's decent. I don't think it's worth it really yet. But I think in other instances where they were offering 100 shards, it was like $100. So I think that the offers are getting a little bit better. I don't know why they're offering T2 ability material offers, because I think most people probably have an abundance of those. I got over 2,000 of them right now that I'm not even using yet. So this one made me think a little bit, I'll be honest with you. $35 for 100 Reaper shards. But again, not a fantastic character. Really only use it for the Nick Fury event. So I don't think I'd spend the money on that. This one was interesting because this is a $30 offer for 25 of each hand character, right? But when they offered to the Kree, it was twice as many, so it was 50 shards of each Kree minion, but it was $100. And now they're doing half of that for only $30. Now, if they offered the 50 Kree shards of each Kree for $30 or even $40, that might have made me think really hard on whether I wanted to do that or not, because I really do want Nick Fury. This one, 100 shards. Now, $34 versus the $50 they're asking for Rocket, but Rocket is a much more solid character, so I can understand why the price is up a little higher. But this is the only one that made me think, too, should I spend $35 to get 100 so I can get further down that Nick Fury path? But because this person, this Kree Noble, only has one node that you can farm them from, so... and then obviously we have this Cable offer. I haven't seen too many offers for Cable really. All right, and then the other offer here is this one. This one, I don't know. So as far as gold offers go, so you get 500k and then you get 2,000 orbs. So that allows you to open one orb, which typically what I get out of one orb opening is around 100,000. So $20 for 600,000. So I know you get, if you just do your dailies, then you're going to get, it's 90 some odd thousand gold every single day. So, I mean, you could just do that for 5 days and pretty much get up to what this is offering. But again, $20 isn't really going to break the bank. I guess my point in really bringing this up and showing this to everybody is that if you haven't really dove into this, is they're coming down a little bit. I think the devs are really starting to listen a little bit, because in the grand scheme of things, I completely understand that they're a company, they're creating a game for us to play, and a lot of us are really having a lot of fun. But as a company and as a business, they need to look at revenue, right? As long as they don't gouge the community. And I think that's the biggest concern that I've had with Fox Next and this game is that there's really no way for us to communicate with the developers. They've started to communicate to us through the mail and through the dev updates and such. So, but it's only one-way communication. There's really no avenue for us to communicate with them. But I think this game is still really young. It's only a few months old, but I think as time goes by and they kind of get a little bit more experience with these offers and really start listening to the community, I think there's a happy medium there. I'm optimistic for the game and the direction it's going. And again, I'm still really having a lot of fun here. So, and I hope you guys are too. So that's what I have for you today. Now, the questions that I said that I had for you is, who do you think the mutants are? Who's coming in October when we start seeing some of those come through? Who do you want to really come in? I'd like to know your answers in the comment section below. There you go, everybody. That's what I had for you tonight. I really appreciate you stopping by and taking a look. And as always, if you liked the video, please make sure to hit that like button, and we'll talk to you next time.